Welcome, Aries, to your April 2021 reading. Thank you so much for tuning into my channel. If this is the first time you've tuned in, I offer free mini readings for all new subscribers. So just click the subscribe button and ask your question in the comments below. Your question can have something to do with this particular reading or something that this reading doesn't cover. So just after you click that subscribe button, you ask your question. If I don't get back to you right away, don't panic. I get back to everybody. It just takes some time to work through all of the people that ask a question. So let's get into this month's reading. Well, firstly, I have to say happy birthday to all you Aries born in April. This is looking like a significant month for you. Now, this month you have 3 major arcana cards, so I'm feeling there are some significant events that are occurring for you in April. But you start out with the beautiful energy of the 9 of Cups. That is the Make-A-Wish card. This is a card that is everything you can possibly imagine and more. And you're asked to wish on what it is that you want, because when you get that card, more often than not, your wishes come true. And there's just this really wonderful, warm energy about that. Now, I'm always interested in the numbers as well, and I just noticed that you had 2 9s, and this is right below each other, one above and one below, the 9 of Cups and the 9 of Pentacles there. And I do feel like things like that are significant. So if you're into numerology, check that out and check out what 9s mean. For me, 9s often are a card or a number that is really, it's about dualities. Now, it's about the peak of optimism and the depths of pessimism, happy, sad, that kind of energy. And also you've got the Hierophant card, which is another of these duality cards. So I'm feeling a lot of you could be going from high to low in April. There is a lot of that energy, or some of you are just feeling absolutely wonderful and others are feeling quite miserable. You do have this duality energy over the month of April for yourself. But one thing about having 9s is a feeling that you want to move forward, but you're just not quite ready yet as well. So that is something to look into further. As I said, that's just what I know for the 9s to mean. But yeah, if you're into numerology, there are far better people to follow on YouTube than me. But in terms of the messages of the tarot, you do have that 9 of Cups, and that is a wonderful, beautiful, emotional, fulfilling energy. Now, just to go into that, the Hierophant, the little monkey there dressed up like a pope. Now, one of the messages that comes through for this card is be careful who you are listening to. It can often talk about this religious dogma, this just not thinking outside of the box, kind of just going through traditional, tried and true methods of doing things. And that might not necessarily be the best thing for you. Now, the Hierophant card is one of those cards that talks about structures of all type, in particular religious structures, but this is like a business structure or a social, just society and the way that's structured. And again, this is, as I mentioned, this is a card of duality. So this talks about you actually following the tried and true methods of the way things were done in the past, whether it is in your religious teachings, whether it's in your business, whether it's just socially. or this is you thinking outside of the box and doing things a little bit different than what the norm is as well. So I think you are asked to use your intuition in April to tell you which is the best way to go. You've got that moon card there, and that talks about intuition. It talks about mystery as well, and sometimes secrets and mysteries and secrets that are going to come to light, and to use your intuition to give you the answers that you seek as well. Now, on a mundane level, the Hierophant, it does talk about potentially marriage. So some of you could be getting married. That's a normal traditional structure. Some of you are signing some contracts in your work or your business of some sort. You know, you're doing that kind of mundane day-to-day stuff as well. But because it's a major arcana, I feel this is significant. This is something that's happening that is quite significant for you in April, Aries. Now, the moon card, as I touched on, this is that card of intuition, this card of mystery, this card of dreams, things to do with the night, nocturnal things. You are asked to listen to your dreams because messages will be coming through to you, and this is how to proceed in perhaps in a you've got a lot of air cards here. You've got a lot of swords. Well, you've certainly got two, and cups as well, emotion, and the way you think. There seems to be a little bit of a hiccup in terms of this in April. There is a lot of soul searching for you, Aries, I feel, and you releasing a lot of stuff. You are releasing some tumultuous times in regard to the way you thought about certain situations. Also, some of you might have been suffering from mental turmoil like depression, or struggling sort of with a your creative side, your passionate side, and you're leaving that behind. I'm really seeing that you are leaving that behind in April, and also your negative emotional baggage. Things you've got the Eight of Pentacles, sorry, the Eight of Cups there, and that is that card of leaving stuff behind. A painful emotional decision as well is what the Ace of Cups talks about. So you are choosing to let go of something that you've been hanging on to, whether it's resentment, whether it's anger, whether it's some sort of difficult emotional situation that has really been stopping you from moving forward, and you are letting that go in April. And I've got a feeling that you had this card last month as well, so this is quite significant. This is a long process I'm feeling for you, Aries. Well, long in the sense that to this point, because now I'm feeling that you are actually, with the Six of Swords there and the Eight of Cups, to me, you are really leaving a situation, both intellectually and emotionally, things that have been holding you back, and moving forward. And even though you know that this is painful and this is difficult, you know that if you don't do it, you're not going to be truly happy. You're not going to be the person that you know you are, or you're not going to be where you want to be going. And that's definitely a strong message that is coming through for you. Now, you have the Empress card. The Empress card is that card of abundance and nurturing. It is the card of the mother. So, some of you might be having a lot of this emotional stuff that you are releasing and letting go of may have something to do with your mother, or you might be a mum and you are having to let go of some stuff that you've been hanging on to from the past as well about being a mum. But really, there is this nurturing energy that comes with the Empress, and it's a card of abundance as well. And some of you could be pregnant, or finding out that you're going to be having a baby in April as well. And I just looked, when I said that, I just looked over at your last card there, accepting what is. And I feel for some of you, you might find out you're pregnant and that had a bit of angst associated with it, but in April you were kind of accepting what is. That stood out for me. So, and I mean, remember, this is a general reading, so take what resonates and let go of what doesn't for you. Now, the Nine of Pentacles, as I touched on at the beginning, another nine, but that is just a really wonderful card. This is also another card of abundance. This is financial security and just luxury and spending on nice things for yourself. This is just a really lovely card in terms of your finances and the things around you, what you're doing, buying things for yourself that make you happy, being able to enjoy a very luxurious lifestyle is the energy that's also coming through in April for you. Now, you've got some difficult energy with the Ten of Swords, but again, I'm feeling like this is all tied up in this thing that you are needing to let go of before you can fully move on and be happy, truly happy. And the Ten of Swords, it's that card that pretty much says it's as bad as it's ever going to get. It's not getting any worse than what you've experienced. You're over the worst of it, Aries. And, this is mental worries and concerns and stress and just kind of, as I mentioned, just stuff that's really been holding you back and holding you back in really, it's been very debilitating, Aries. It's yeah, it's worrying. Lots of worries I'm feeling, that you are worried about some stuff that has been going on intellectually, the way you think about things and mentally, yeah. But you, as I mentioned, you are really turning your back on that, and you are going to much calmer, stiller waters. And this is all happening in April. This is all commencing. It's coming to a head, I'm feeling, in April. Now, this again ties into that final card that I did mention, accepting what is. And this is why I feel like you are now able to release a lot of this stuff, because you've just come to terms with it, Aries. And you are, if you look at the card there, the actual affirmation for this particular card is I accept and embrace my inner majesty. And the meaning of this card is accept your life in all its configurations. Know that every moment, situation, and an event has profound value, even if it doesn't seem like it. Accept inner majesty. Be present. You are magnificent and wondrous beyond measure. Embrace all parts of yourself. The universe wants you to know it is an act of both power and faith to love, honor, and accept what is. At times, it can be challenging to truly accept what's occurring in your life. When you do so, however, you affirm that there's a plan for your life and that everything is working for your highest good. Accepting what is doesn't mean that you can't work to change it, because you can. It does mean that there is gentle yet profound awareness that every experience can support your highest good and spiritual evolution. If there is something you just can't accept, start by gently acknowledging the fact that you can't accept it. As you increase your own acceptance in life, this will often help others be at peace in their own lives. So that's quite profound, Aries. And this is why I was saying at the beginning, I do feel this is a little bit of a significant month in April, because you are going through some shifts in terms of things that you have been carrying for a while. And these are emotional things, things intellectually and mentally that have been affecting you. But you are traveling. There is water. I mean, it's quite interesting. I just looked at the water in the moon card and the water in the Six of Swords there. And some of you could be traveling near water or live by water, or are asked to go to water, go to the beach, go to a river, and just allow emotion and, you know, your emotional pain and your mental pain that you've been carried to wash away in the water. Just be at peace this month, Aries, because you are really going to be able to have anything you dream about. Make a wish, Aries, and it will come true for you. Have a great month, and I hope I see you next month. Bye.